Thank you. Tonight, this evening, we are delighted to honor Mary Beth Blake and Sister Dr. Rosemary Flanigan with our Vision to Action Award. This is the highest recognition awarded by the Center, and it is reserved for those who, through leadership and commitment, have translated the vision into action, demonstrating the highest levels of ethical conduct. Rosemary, you served as a board member, board chair, and then as a member of the staff for 17 years. You are our true north, as you were recently honored by the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet on your 70th anniversary as a sister. We honor you tonight for making the Center a part of your wonderful life.
You are dear. When I reflect on the good things that have happened in healthcare and the role of the Center in those good things, I think of the Supreme Court decision, the Cruzan case. We had a part to play in that. The first right to die case. We were given, in that case, the right to choose or refuse any kind of medical intervention and to decide who would make our decisions for us when we can no longer do it. The next year, the Center was involved with Senators Danforth and Moynihan for the Patient Self-Determination Act. We, in healthcare ethics, have influenced medical and hospital practice from coast to coast. The Joint Commission, taking our work, decided that no hospital would be accredited by them unless it had an ethics mechanism. And therefore, ethics committees have become the hallmark. When I think that the Center, when HIV/AIDS was first the big thing, and hospital practice was lamentable, it was the consortium of ethics committees here in Kansas City that started the underpinning for what came to be the law of the land in treating HIV patients with dignity. I am very proud of everything that the Center did, and I'm very proud to accept this honor tonight. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Rosemary. What an honor to be here tonight to recognize the contribution of these two remarkable women, Sister Rosemary Flanigan and Mary Beth Blake, one of our three founders. Mary Beth, I was thinking today about the first time I met you. Mary Beth, Karen Ritchie, a young psychiatrist, and Hans Uffelman, a philosopher that many of us survived, came to me with a vision. You know, as a Johnson County housewife, I have no idea why in the hell they thought I could do anything with it, but I am so grateful. Mary Beth has been on the board at the Center since day one, and in the nearly 3.5 decades now, I think I can count on one hand the board meetings that she has missed. She has been steadfast, she has been faithful, she has been the brick of this organization. It is with great pride and gratitude that I say thank you, Mary Beth Blake.
Well, it was very easy for Hans and Karen and I to have lunch with Myra because Hans Uffelman knew she was the person for the center, and we have been blessed. Thank you to the center for this honor. When we envisioned the organization, we were wanting an organization that would improve the delivery of health care through the application of what we called Midwestern, because that was part of our first name, i.e. practical ethical values. The founders' greatest achievements were to recruit Myra Christopher as the director and Sister Rosemary Flanigan as the first volunteer and later a staff member at the center. Myra's intellect, energy, and passion for the center's mission was boundless. Rosemary's sharp intellect has always kept the center's work philosophically grounded and honest. As a founder, I have the privilege of being on the center's board without term limits. I'm taking over. No. So my involvement has been and continues to be rewarding both in terms of participating in the center's past successes and being part of its work in new arenas. The evergreen nature of the center's work is the hallmark of its success in having a positive influence on the delivery of healthcare. New ethical issues in healthcare abound. And at last January's board retreat, we identified several challenging new arenas for the center's work. These include the identification of the ethical implications of the use of artificial intelligence used for both by diagnosis and for patient care. The need for informed consent or assent by young athletes and their parents about the risk of head injuries. An examination of how the ethical dimensions of professionalism can be incorporated into the education of future clinicians, and looking for ways to address the stunning disparities, especially among women of color in maternal morbidity in the U.S. There's plenty of work ahead for the center, and on behalf of the center, I thank each of you for your support of this work. I'm proud to continue to be part of this work, and I sincerely thank the center for this honor. Well, it's nice.
Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you, Mary Beth. A decade ago, Lee Woodruff came into our lives at the center as our 2008 annual dinner speaker. She caught our attention with the book she and her husband, Bob, co-authored about his traumatic brain injury sustained while he was covering the war in Iraq for ABC News in January of 2006. It was called In an Instant, and it became a bestseller. In 2012, the center honored Lee and Bob as our Vision to Action honorees. They took a terrible tragedy, a life-altering injury, and managed to put a national face on the serious issue of traumatic brain injury among returning Iraq War veterans. Since 2008, Lee and Myra and others at the center have stayed connected. As veterans of this dinner know, we survey our attendees every year, and by far, Lee Woodruff always reigns as the most popular annual dinner speaker in the history of this event. Come on up, Lee. So as we thought about what would delight Myra the most, and on the occasion of her retirement, having Lee come back to Kansas City was an easy choice, and we're delighted that she said yes, and you're now going to be the beneficiaries of true ethics improvisation as a conversation between two friends are enjoyed for us by the rest of the evening. Please welcome Myra Christopher and Lee Woodruff.